Here's your daily news roundup from 97.9 WGBW.
From the 97.9 WGBW newsroom, I'm Connie Fellman with this local news update. Democratic state lawmakers are proposing a constitutional amendment to solidify the right to privacy for Wisconsin residents. If adopted, the amendment to the state constitution would shift the legal burden of proof in privacy violation cases from the individual to the government. Under that adjustment, government agencies would be responsible for justifying how it had the authority to violate an individual's privacy rights rather than the individual being required to prove that a government agency violated those privacy rights. Democratic state lawmakers have also introduced separate legislation that would allow residents to file a lawsuit over privacy violations in state court, regardless of whether the subject of that lawsuit is a state or federal government agency. That proposed bill is currently being reviewed in committee. Democratic state lawmakers are hoping the proposed constitutional amendment will gain bipartisan support. It must pass in both the state assembly and Senate in 2 consecutive sessions before it appears on a statewide ballot for voters to approve. Former Milwaukee County Judge Hannah Dugan is asking a federal court to grant her an acquittal or a new trial following her felony conviction. Dugan's defense team filed the request last week, claiming she acted within the law and that jurors received inconsistent guidance during deliberations. A jury convicted Dugan of felony obstruction in December for helping a man in her courtroom evade an immigration arrest. Jurors cleared her of a separate misdemeanor charge tied to concealing someone from discovery and arrest. Dugan resigned from the bench earlier this year as the case continues through post-trial motions. If you agree that nothing says love quite like a trip to the frozen lake to stab a prehistoric lunker, then Civic Media's Lisa Hale's got some good news for you.
You have to admit it would make a different kind of Valentine's Day date, but on February 14th, the Lake Winnebago System sturgeon spearing season kicks off. It'll continue until March 1st or until the harvest caps are met. Last year's season lasted 16 days with only 943 sturgeon harvested, the largest of which was 180.5 pounds.
You can visit the DNR website for information about season regulations and updates. $6.5 million is coming to Northeast Wisconsin. Senator Tammy Baldwin shared the news in a recent press release that the Senate Appropriations Committee passed a bipartisan government funding bill for direct support of 4 projects from Green Bay to the Valley. $125,000 for Skinnicula, Inc. to preserve and expand community access to the endangered Oneida language. $1 million for the Boys and Girls Club Fox Valley to support mental and behavioral health with emphasis on at-risk youth. $5 million for the Green Bay Metro Fire Department to build a new fire station, and $480,000 for Veterans First of Northeast Wisconsin for the construction of affordable housing. The bill still needs to be signed by President Donald Trump. With news at the top and bottom of the hour, all day and on demand anytime at WGBW.FM, I'm Connie Fellman, 97.9 WGBW News.
Can the Bucks make it 3 in a row? Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with Sports NBA. The Bucks are at home again tomorrow night. They'll host the last-place Indiana Pacers. The Bucks with a 141-137 overtime win over the Pelicans last night. Kevin Porter Jr. with 18 points, back after missing 6 games with a strained oblique.
Yeah, I've been out. It's been a tricky year individually with my health, and I've been on and off the court, so I definitely just been fighting to get back and trying to stay available for my guys so we can continue to build.
NFL, we're at Super Bowl 60 all week here in San Francisco, and I caught up with Jordan Love last night at a youth football game. I asked Love if he wants more ownership of the offense heading into his 4th year as the starting quarterback.
More ownership of the offense? I feel like I have a pretty good grasp of the offense and what we do, and definitely have a lot of say in what we do, and I think me and Matt are on the same page with what we're trying to get done. I feel very comfortable with what we do as an offense, and I think we have a great system. That's
the Packers' Jordan Love with Sports. I'm Mike Clemens.
We have some light snow on the way today, maybe even a little freezing drizzle mixed in at some point. It's not going to be a lot, less than an inch, but enough to make things a little slick. Our high today, 30. Tonight, mostly cloudy, more light snow with a low of 26 tomorrow. A little more light snow, mostly cloudy, high of 35. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable.
That's your Green Bay News Roundup from 97.9 WGBW. Subscribe to this podcast on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts. And find more news anytime at WGBW.FM.